Yeah, the Belhus Cricket Club started around about 1960, and it came about through the amalgamation of two local clubs. One was Belhus Association Cricket Club, the other was Belhus Park Cricket Club. And there was a lot of rivalry between the two clubs, and I think Belhus Association Club rather thought they were stronger than the Belhus Park side, which had just started. Anyway, I think for the sake of strength, because cricket was growing quite a lot then in those years. I seem to be a lot of local clubs are finishing now, which is unfortunate. But it was exact opposite in those days, and there was a lot of competition out there, and the two clubs joined and started from there really. And we had a very strong side for quite a number of years, and I think. The strength sort of died down a bit, but now, looking at the results, I think it's much stronger than it's ever been. So yeah, and my father was one of the founder members, and a couple of colleagues here today were founder members, and I was a junior member at the time. So yeah, we had some good times, even though things weren't quite so structured then as they are now.
And where did you play?
In Belhus Park itself. The association club played at Ockington Court School on the Belhus estate, and I think that was probably part of the reasoning behind joining with the park side, because the facilities weren't very good at the school ground, and the park had quite a good wicket, council wicket, in the grounds of the old Belhus mansion. And we played there for some years, and there was an old wooden hut there, and the groundsman was a full-time groundsman, and he just used to sit in his little green hut all day, reading his paper, rolling the wicket occasionally. That's a bit of a luxury, I think, but certainly not one that can be afforded these days. And then they built a new pavilion, and the groundsman came from Grays once a week, rolled up the wicket, rolled down the wicket, cut it, went off to the next one. Yeah, things are quite a bit different now.
Would you say there was a particular golden period in all those years?
Probably when we first went on tour, unusually, we chose Northern Ireland. I was secretary at the time, and Dennis has asked me why we chose Northern Ireland, and I can't honestly remember, but we used to be involved. There was a telephone set up. If you didn't have a fixture one day, you telephoned the club cricket conference, and they'd arrange fixture for you. And I think it was through then that they suggested perhaps a Northern Ireland tour, and they put me in touch with a chap. He was in charge of the Northern Ireland Cricket Conference. I think it was the Northern Ireland equivalent of the club cricket conference. And funnily enough, I remember his name. It was Major Ferguson. So anyway, I got in touch with him, and we arranged a tour. That was 1965. And I think the first year, I think we flew over, from where I can't remember, it must have been Gatwick or something, I can't really remember. The second year we went up to Haitian and travelled across by boat, which was a lot more fun than, but it was, I think we had a wonderful time. The results weren't very good, but it was more of a drinking tour, I think. And the Irish was such wonderful, the hospitality was unbelievable, and they had unusual drinking hours in those days, and a number of clubs got extensions. They had to go and see local magistrates and got bar extensions. And one of the games, I'm not a football man, but one of the games was on the night of the World Cup, the 1966 World Cup, and they not only got a bar extension till about, I don't know, whatever it was, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. They also got a television in for us to watch the World Cup, and I think it was at that time the bar actually ran out of beer. We literally drunk them dry, which is and another thing that I remember that tour, we played the Royal Ulster Constabulary one day. The previous evening we'd heard explosions and God, all over the place. We stayed in Belfast. So when we played the RUC the next day, we said, what on earth was going on? And they said, oh, Ian Paisley was in prison, some of his supporters were trying to blow him out. And that was before the troubles really started. So and I'm not making light of the troubles, but at the time it was quite hilarious then. But I think we played a number of games through a haze, really. So yeah, we had a wonderful day, and I think that was probably a golden period. Then of course that went on, and Dennis organised a tour about 10 years later to the West Indies, which must count as another golden period. I wasn't involved in that one, so yeah.
Thank you.